We are a few days now till the Pokemon Day on the 27th, and let's go over some of my predictions for what they might show us and some wants for me. My name is CouchPikmin, I love covering Nintendo games, and today is all about Pokemon. Like and subscribe if you enjoy, leave some comments if you want to ask questions or give me your predictions for the presents. My first prediction will be Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky Remake. Last year's presents, I went in with some high hopes that we would have got something Mystery Dungeon-y, but we didn't get anything like that, so a new one, or remake, old one, but I think this time we might get either new or remake of my favourite, and others' favourite, Explorers of Sky. Sky was such a fun, emotional journey, and the story was phenomenal. I hope we get to revisit this game in a new style of graphics and put loads of hours into it like I did back then. My second prediction will be a Pokemon Johto remake. So a Johto remake would be nice to revisit, because Heart Gold, Soul Silver are still my favourite remakes to date of the Pokemon games, due to the love for Gen 2 Pokemon, love for it, and Johto was just a very cosy region in my opinion. You have some great gyms, the layout of the region is very nice, and you had some great choices for Pokemon for a team. Gen 2 is a great chance to give us Kanto again, as well for the post game. We haven't had another game with two regions, so it's very nice to head back into Kanto again for the post game. More Pokemon, more music. It was so cool to go back to Kanto and hear Kanto music, but like in a more like remixed version in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. The sound was so good in that game. More story, more little story elements, because Kanto would be like further in the future, like after the first game of Red and Blue. It was crazy, so good. It's all very nice, and I would be so happy to go back to Johto. My first want will be Pokemon Legends Celebi. Pokemon Legends Arceus came out 2 years ago now, and it was the most game-changing Pokemon game we ever got, and I loved it so much. I still play it now. Went off Scarlet and Violet after the last epilogue update that we got, and I went straight back to the lovely setting, which is Legends Arceus. The game takes place in Sinnoh's past. The gameplay is amazing. Throwing Pokeballs at Pokemon manually should be there all the time moving forwards for the games, I think. A Legends Celebi game would be even better, because we could see Johto in the past and how that region formed into the region we know now. We could learn about the Burnt Towers, the Three Beasts, Ho and Lugia, how they were treated back then. There's so much potential for new forms in this game as well. Give me a Furret form and I'll be happy. They could even tie in the Paradox Beasts from Scarlet and Violet. Suicune, Entei, Raikou. Somehow they could even tie in Torpagus if they wanted to. Because Kitakami, I keep thinking it's in Johto, and it's so Japanese. It's got festive. It's so Johto. Another Legends game would be fantastic. Also, Legends offered us a really good way to shiny hunt in this game, and I still use it quite a lot actually for shiny hunting. It's really fun with the mass outbreaks, and the massive mass outbreaks are even cooler because they spawn evos, like evolutions of Pokemon. So if we get another Legends game, I know for sure it will be awesome for shiny hunters and me, because I love shinies a lot. My second want will be Pokemon Black and White free or remake of Black and White? Okay, hear me out here. Black and White are amazing games and one of the best in the games series, but going off Paldea's DLC Part 2, I've been wanting a Black and White remake since that started, or a third version, a third installment for Black and White, which would take place after 2 and after the DLC in the Blueberry Academy. The music there is Gen 5 and even has a cave identical to one of Unova's, which is very cool. So a sequel could be interesting and could take some Paradox lore into it with using Terra Crystals in Unova, like how Briar wanted to. Or we get a simple remake like BDSP and it's chibi. I mean, this is more likely they would do, but a Black and White free would be super cool to see how they would handle that, and I think it would either be a new engine or use the same one as Scarlet and Violet. Of course, fix all of the stuff, Game Freak. Like, come on. We don't want buggy games anymore. I would be happy with either of these because I'm a little biased due to loving Gen 5 stuff. So yeah, I'm happy either way. I think a good way they could handle a Black and White free game would be to use something like the Octopath Traveler game. Like the kind of 2D but 3D environments. Like Black and White was already so beautiful. That's all they need to do. They don't need to make it full 3D. I think it'd be really cool to go back to that style and then kind of move forward with that, just because it's like Black and White 1, 2, and then 3 is like the master version of the other two. Like, I think that'd be really cool to go back like that. But Game Freak probably wouldn't, and they probably would stick to 3D, so fair enough. Let's move on. My third want will be a Pokemon Battle Revolution remake. Now this would be a great way to take the whole chunk of online VGC out of the main games and placed into one space of a game that would have every gimmick to use, and Battle Revolution was just battling, and it had online play as well with points and a shop for clothes for your character. Everything you've always wanted, you know? You can import all of your Pokemon that was like competitive ready through home, just so the main new Gen 10 game would not have to rely on like VGC taking all the space. It could actually grow with a buzzing new story and just be that. I think this would be a great way to keep players playing this, and they wouldn't have to keep waiting till the new game comes out, the new gen, this new gen. Just have one game that would have all of it there for you. They can like update the game, they can update and like add new Pokemon if it's a new generation. It's quite easy. Speaking of Revolution, it's a great play and the music is beautiful on that game. Great animations as well, like way better than recent titles, Scarlet and Violet, of Game Freaks, and this game came out in 2006. Granted, it's not Game Freak that did it, it was by Genius Sonority, which made Pokemon Colosseum and XD Gale of Darkness. Some really great games there. Shame they don't make Pokemon games anymore, except they are. They made and still update Pokemon Cafe Mix. I don't know if we're on like Cafe Remix or whatever, but Cafe Mix, yes. So there's something they're doing, at least. Little extra want for me is the Gen 1, 2 and 3 old games on NSO. Like, come on, it's been forever since we have seen those. They are only on the 3DS. Well, you can't get them now because the shop's closed. So if you didn't get them before, well. You're just not playing them, aren't you? Gen 1 and Gen 2 but were on the 3DS, but Ruby, Sapphire and Emerald have not came back, and I would like to personally play these on a big screen at NSO. So Pokemon Company, please can you put those on there and everyone can be happy, or bundle them as a one game for $60 pounds. I know it's expensive, but we would eat that up very fast. There was one more idea that someone made on Twitter recently that I would quite like to see happen. It's this combo game where they take Gen 2 and Gen 5 games and bundle them together as a one game. You would get to choose Johto or Unova to start your journey. Then post game would be the other one that you didn't pick. You would go through Johto, do all the gyms, and then you'd get like some dialogue saying, oh, you can take a train to Unova, and then you start the Unova journey. Like, that would be so damn cool. That's such a cool concept. And then you get to pick like the starters, you know, Chikorita, Totodile, Cyndaquil, and then you'd get to choose new starters. Or you just go with that starter from the start, and then, yeah. No, but wait, that means you could pick Snivy and go through Johto. That would be cool. And you can pick Chikorita and go through Gen 5. That'd be so cool. Game Freak would never do it, it's not their style, but still a really cool idea there. In short, there is a lot of confusion right now to what Game Freak have stored away for us this year, or for the new Switch 2 if it's even happening this year. Pokemon Day is close and we will all be ready for Ultra Scarlet and Ultra Violet. I'm serious. If that happens, that would be funny. Oh, that would be chaos. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this video, then please tell me down in the comments, and take care everyone. See you on Pokemon Day.